Hey y'all, it's Big Al. How are we doing today? Me? I'm doing pretty good, thanks for asking. I hope everybody else is having a great day too. And if not, let's have a better day together. Today, we got a time lapse of some Teto fan art. I have been a fan of Teto Kasane for, over a decade now. And if I remember correctly, I did see Teto Territory before Triple Baka. Those, of course, being my first exposures to her being such an elder now. But you know what? There'll be plenty of time to yap, so let's just get on to the art already. So this piece, I was kind of trying something new. I saw in the comments of a art video, I think it was on Instagram, saying that if you draw in like a smaller space on your canvas and then you blow it up, it can make your details look more refined. So I thought I was like, what's the harm in trying it out? I would have had a link to the video, but the algorithm gods had other ideas and decided to refresh my feed as soon as I got out of the comments. If anybody does find that video though, please let me know so I can link them in the description. Always out here to give credit to the artist. But yeah, that's why we're starting so small on the canvas. I'll make sure to... We're gonna kind of blow it up later. You'll kind of see a little bit of a cut, so don't be jarred by that. This was just such a love letter piece for me because Teto has had such a soft spot in my heart for so many years now. She was my first exposure to Ultaloids. You know, she was kind of the reason I learned that there was more than just Vocaloids as a young buck. And honestly, I just fell in love with everything about her. My best friend at the time was super into Miku, and I honestly, she still is. She still is into Miku. Probably her #1 fan at this rate. But she was showing me all of the Vocaloids, and you know, I was just so captivated by these synthetic pop stars. You know, giving artists like a chance to kind of show off their work without having to be the person showing the work. You know, it was like Daft Punk, but like with anime girls. You know, I just remember. I remember stumbling across Teto Territory at my dad's house on the family computer. And I'm pretty sure I had just finished watching The World Is Mine music video for like the millionth time. And I saw Teto Territory in the little like recommended like YouTube videos. And I just couldn't help myself. I'd never seen her before. I'd never seen pigtails in a drill shape like that before. I'd never seen just like such a character that just spoke to me on such a human level of sorts. And I just remember like listening to it for the first time and just totally being like enthralled by her robotic melodies. The sweet and sour personality she has. Oh man, I just remember laughing like a maniac too when the verse "Please don't call me 30s man" played. I was just such a young, kid. I couldn't, she was like my first time watching. I was like, why would they call her 30? And then, I learned about her chimera kind of jokey stuff with her. And I thought it was kind of cute to give her some dragon wings with this interpretation of her. I haven't seen a lot of the chimera art, being done of her. And I feel like she's just so cute. And I especially love the versions of Chimera Teto with her belt being her tail. I think that's so funny. So I kind of did that too. But yeah, after I found out about her, I just listened to every like cover of a Miku song I could find, devour any fan art of her, and I honestly treated her wiki page like the Bible. My first convention I ever went to, I cosplayed as her. My stepmom even helped me make the costume. I remember walking around the convention and just not really finding any merch with her, you know? I found Rin and Lin, I found plenty of Miku. And I remember going up to one of the art vendors that had Miku, and I was like, do you have any Teto? And they were like, they kind of looked at me a little puzzled, too. I was just like, no. I was like, that's okay. But I remember kind of turning to my best friend being like, man, I wish people saw her as a Vocaloid, too. She's so awesome. But now look at her. She's a complete sensation. The sheeple have woken to her spellbinding beauty. I think my favorite cover she ever did, though, like, well, you know, y'all know, if you're in the Vocaloid fandom, y'all know what I mean when I say she. Was my favorite cover of Tito's, though, from a Miku song, was Odds and Ends. The way her voice just had such a perfect robotic blend with emotion, like, just like pure human emotion was just it just sent chills down my spine. I'll make sure to link that down below too, because everybody should hear my favorite Teto song. Everybody should always hear every Teto song ever. My favorite collab song though, oh man, I'll make sure to put that one in the description too, but Promise, the like little, the one I always watch, and I think was from like Project Diva, whatever. It'll be linked in the description, but it's the song Promise with Teto and Miku. That is my favorite collab song with them. See, yeah, here, I really wanted to make her, I really wanted to give her some, like, lighter shadows, you know, and I know her headphones tend to kind of be more purple than pink, but I thought it'd be kind of fun to give her, like, more, like, just, like, that more kind of bright magenta. Okay, yeah, so I just kind of blew it out so you guys can kind of see, like, the full kind of size of, like, what we're working with here. And I originally, I didn't really know what I wanted to do for, like, a background. I just knew I wanted to put her in, like blowing bubbles. Hi, cheese. Hi. Sorry, everybody, if you could hear my sweet cheese. Yes, everybody can hear you too, Buster. Anyways, oh, Lord. Okay, so let me explain what the heck's going on here. I accidentally made a background that was for a completely different art piece. I had a reference picture I had taken kind of just from months ago now, but I've been wanting to use it with something, and I really thought I could make kind of a scratchy paint kind of, I don't know, just like a scratchy paint kind of motif idea thing. And it just did not, it is just not working. I don't, I'm just like looking at it now and I'm like, what the heck am I doing? Why, like this, the two art styles clashing is just not working. And I know, I'm a pattern clasher. I am a cardinal sinner of pattern clashing, but I really try to make it work. I love pattern clashing, you know, I don't do polka dots and stripes, you know, but it's just like, I don't know what I was thinking here. I really wanted to have just like a really kind of, I wanted to have a more just like earthy background, because I don't, you know, I wanted it to, you know, where do you blow bubbles, you know, outside, because I felt like, you know, adding the bubbles was just such a sweet kind of nod to like just how innocent she is, and, you know, just kind of how, you know, how truly I feel innocent my love for her as a character is. I think she's just, and I think that just, you know, stems from being just, you know, such a young kid and just like being completely enthralled with just like this new, you know, this new and grand idea of just like a synthetic pop star. But, you know, she's not synthetic. When I say synthetic, I mean she can't, you know, we can't actually go and hug the holograms of Miku, but, you know, she is real, you know, real people make her. And I think that's just kind of, you know, what I wanted to kind of show that she's out of her little niche bubble now, you know, like she's in a bubble, but she's out of her bubble at the same time. I guess is kind of what I was going for. Innocence, you know, growing out of her bubble. Like, I think that's just kind of what I was really wanting to kind of capture. Oh yeah, it's like right here is just where I'm just like, oh my gosh, what am I doing? This background, I like this background. I think it's great for another piece. Yep, right here is where I was just like, oh my god, I spent 2 hours doing that. Like, I spent a good, like, almost hour and a half doing that background just to go ahead and change it with something else now. But you know what? I actually really like how it came out much better. Here's the nice finished product of what I like to I you know, just put all of my like heart into, because I enjoyed Teto so much as a character. Honestly, I think my favorite thing that I did with this art piece is I was honestly her eyes, her hair. Oh, I really like how I got some of that really shiny, kind of plasticky almost look to her hair. But then, you know, those kind of darker shades and strands, you know, really adds, I don't know, I feel like it just adds, like, it really tickles something in my creation, like, brain. And the wings. I will say this now, I have never done, like, bat wings. I've never done, like, dragon wings. Like, I very much so kind of just draw portraits and, you know, very, very occasionally, like, landscapes or, like, still life. So for me, this is, you know, it was just, like, I had to think of something else that would make sense. So I just went with a nice, like, sweet summer, like, sunny, cloudy soft, cloudy background. Because I felt, you know, like, I thought it made sense, you know, for Teto, because I'm just like, now for her, the sky's the limit. She is an idol. She is an icon now. She is the diva she always wanted to be. And I love that. And I felt that, you know what? I was like, it's okay that I spent so much time on, like, a piece, you know, a part of the work that is, you know, I could use for something else. And I think this just fits so much better with her. But yeah, you know, that's my Teto. I hope you guys enjoyed yapping with me today and enjoyed my creative process, you know, like learning some new stuff about me, you know, why I love the character, you know, why I want other people to enjoy her. You know, make sure you do all that fun stuff if you want to see me again. I'm not your grandma, you know, I don't gotta tell you how to see me again, you know, you don't gotta listen to me. But, you know, thank y'all for another fun day. And no, I can't wait to see you again. And just remember to love yourself, love the planet, and that I will be your huckleberry.